Hey, welcome back. It's DW here. Marvel Strike Force is heating up, and this video's got a lot to cover. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. I'm going to break down the predictions I made that are now being confirmed, including Morph, Storm, Angel, and the new team. We're also going to dive into what these reveals could mean for the future of MSF, and then why the signs are there earlier for anyone paying attention. I mean, I use my knowledge from comics. That's what I mean by paying attention. If you know the history of the characters and such. We're also going to talk about several major possible teams directions coming next. We got the mighty, powerful hero team. We got the Breakers. We're going to be the villain faction. We also got the Exalted, which I mentioned above, that has X-Men 97 vibes, along with a mixture of the mighty. Talking about Symbiotes, new team coming out. They had a little teaser out, which I forgot to add to this, so I do apologize. That shows the new team, Exalted. I'm sorry. I should have just named it Exiles because they got Morph on there. Morph. I hope they have an Exiles team. That was awesome working on. Anyway, so the symbiote character, which could open up the door for a whole bunch of stuff. So we're gonna break down teaser images, hidden clues, and what it can mean for the future. Also, Year 22 and Dark Dimension 10. That's right, we're not even in 9, and they're already going to be working up towards 10, which is normal. So, we're going to get right into it. So, we got the Age of Fear right up here. However, before we actually get completely into it, I want to remind everybody, since Executioner came out, he's a new character. Hurry up, come over to Elite Star 7 Orbs. If you have them, open them. If you've already got red stars for all of your characters, you will automatically get the new character. If you don't, keep at it. It can be tedious, but don't forget to grab them. They're important, and it helps you out. So here we're going to go over the Age of Fear. So each chapter they mentioned in the strike spot, they went over it and they said each chapter is going to last 3 months. That's important, and I hope they do this the right way. Currently, they stated that Shadow Conclave is needed for the next legendary. Each one of these, not the mighty, they're the, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Been over this numerous times. I've filmed this video quite a few. They're breakers. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I've had this video done about 7 times. I've had issues with my microphone. Had to get a new one. Anyway, so 3 months each. Shadow Conclave is needed to unlock the legendary. I'm hoping that once Malekith is released, they will open it up for the free-to-play players. If they don't, that's cutting massively into the time frame for the free-to-play players to get this. They have to have a balance, and I understand that a company needs to make money in order to survive. If they don't, then there's no point in being a company. So after about, I would prefer something like 2-3 weeks, but after the release of the final character, the third one, which has been going between 7 to 10 days, is what they've been releasing, I hope they open up for the free-to-play players, because the free-to-play players are what keep the spenders spending. The spenders spend to get the edge over the free-to-play players. You know, whether it's a huge spender, moderate, or small spender. If you're going for the characters, you do it for a specific reason. So that's the only way I see it for them to sustain the game with a balance. And I'm okay with that, as long as they're given enough time, the free-to-play players are given enough time to, within this 3-month period, to obtain this character. And again, that would probably, next team, and if it's a third team required for this, if they would do the same thing for that third team, then this character is going to be unattainable. So they need to look ahead at that if that's what they're planning on doing. So anyway, on to the predictions here. Well, let's go back to the other predictions that I've mentioned that I was able to come across, or which I'm going to have in a link below. The Exalted. I mentioned it was going to be Jubilee, Morph. I said Rogue or Angel. I have put in here Gambit as Death because X-Men 97 looks like he's going to be Death in a character. I thought it was going to be Cyclops, but it's going to be Wolverine. And Wolverine and Jubilee should be getting their increased stats soon or already have. So I was able to predict the team, -1 character, and which characters would be in. So yes, that's a pretty awesome when a plan comes together, because I came with theories and it turned out that my crystal ball wasn't broken after all for a change. So the Storm is going to be the other member, whom I also predicted right here. My prediction for her was based on, I also predicted a couple others, so it wasn't just straight on spot her. This prediction was based off of the Asgardian Wars, which was between X-Men, Alpha Flight, and Asgard. In the series, Loki gave Storm a hammer to become the goddess of thunder. In case you didn't know, Loki for years had been giving people mystic weapons. He helped create Wrecker. That's how he got Wrecker got his powers, and his powers ended up being distributed through the Wrecking Crew. There's other characters that done. Red Norville, who's technically he would be the Norse version of Thor because he had red hair. Loki gave Red Norville Thor's gauntlets of power and belt of strength. If you wear those, apparently you can hold the hammer and become Thor. And that's what Red Norville did. But anyway, back to this. So yes, I was able to predict her based off comics. So we're coming back to here. So chapter 2. Spider-Man Brand New Day. The shadow image right here appears to have a tail, which would indicate, and if you look at the stinger part, it looks like Scorpion. But then right below the stinger part, it looks like there's a shield there. So I think that's a little ruse that they have right there, because I think this is Scorpion, but not just your typical Scorpion. Because with chapter 1, we're getting Storm from Mighty. That's going to tie into a team. Here, we're going to get Scorpion, and he's going to tie into a team, because Scorpion is in Brand New Day. But the team that he's going to tie into is going to be none other than Symbiote, the new Symbiote team. We already have the Quicksilver version that the fans voted on. You can look at his pinchers by his mouth. That there looks exactly like the pinchers on top of the head right here, which come across as a helmet horns, but I think they're the pinchers here. And then the pinchers for the hand, that could be the shield part right here, claw, if you will. So right here, I think that's going to be chapter 2, and he will be part of the Symbiote team. And I'll get in with the rest of the members for that as well. So there's 2 new members for the Symbiote team. Chapter 3. This is going to be around Halloween. So you would want a character that ties into the Halloween theme. Also, that's probably when they're going to release more of zombie Kestrel. But so a Halloween theme, you want a character that can do that. So if you look at the top right here, you see the hair, and then over on the side you see little spikes on each side. Excuse me. You can also see on the arms, you got little spikes for hair. Plus, if you look at the torso, it's like a V shape. Well, that there kind of looks like Sabertooth. Turn and look. You can see that he has little spikes right here, spikes for the head. On occasion, some of his characters has them on the elbows, which would definitely be covered under, which would be here on his arms. So my prediction, Sabertooth. I don't know if he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday, but it'll tie into definitely for Halloween. Chapter 4. I think it's going to be one of 2 characters. Gamora from her Infinity Wars, where she was a Requiem. She had a hood with goggles, and when she first appeared, she had a cape, cowl and cape that had little spikes on the side. So again, taking the costume design like that she did, or like Scopely did with Silver Surfer from different eras. Or if you look at what's coming up with their strike spot video, this will give us a clue on who that could be, and this will be my number 1 guess. You see an X-Men Earthfall comic in the background. In that comic, Rogue plays an important part. She is infected by the Brood. She takes that infection and goes and gets other characters to be infected with them. She goes after a Psyche in here. So in there, she is infected and plays a major part in it. So because of that, and issue of What If, where she had Thor's hammer, I think that she is going to be the last one right there. Throw a cowl on her, and this could be her right there. So my prediction is Rogue, with my backup so far being Gamora. So let's look at that strike spot video, or cat screen. Over to the left, at the top, the Funko Pops. We have a Captain America Green Goblin from a crossover event that they had. I can't remember, something Monsters. If anybody can help me out in the comment section, please do. It's Monster something. And then the third one is Tony Stark. So we'll get back with him. Come all the way over to the right side, you have Hulk Venom, or Venomized Hulk. Venomized Hulk is going to be an important one. And if you go all the way over to the very right where he's cut off, that's Vision from Civil War movie. So Vision, Hulk, and Iron Man. Now, why Vision, and why just showing him a little bit? Well, in this strike spot video, when talking to Eric, the gentleman behind the development and stuff, he mentioned vision, but he was talking about the vision of the future. However, why would he say it 3 times? That, along with the vision being right here in the corner, leads me to believe that he will be one of the mighty. Venomized Hulk will be one of the members of the team for the Symbiote team coming up. And now we're getting to Tony Stark. everyone's been I can't say everybody. A lot of fans have been wanting that destroyer version of armor for Tony Stark. However, I think they're going to do something different. There's also another Funko Pop that has Tony Stark in armor, and that's this one right here. I cannot remember what it is from, but if it's perfect with the Worthy, well, not only the Worthy, the Breakers, and the Mighty. So he could have been anyone. However, I'm going with he's going to be a member of the Worthy, which will tie in great with Avengers Doomsday. So there's your Hulk. So for the Symbiote team, you got your Quasar, the Scorpion, and the Hulk. Those are your 3 new members. That's what I'm going with. And then Vision, he picked up the hammer in the movies. Avengers Age of Ultron. He's going to be my another pick, my prediction for the Mighty. So there we have. Oh, another thing. I was almost about to end it. End of the Strike Spot video, they talk about Sagas, Towers, and Scourges. I believe he said Scourges are going to be the primary way that we can gain gold. So you come in, you do your farming, you get your gold. It's a farming method. I don't know if you'll be able to once you go through it. Do the auto, we will find out. With the towers, I'm hoping they will open that up for the gear or the training mats. And the Sagas, the gear or training mats, whichever is the opposite. So these are 3 things right here that will give us gold, training mats, and gear. And speaking of gear, in case you've been doing your blitz, you might have noticed something. Here's your 22. It's going to be either 22 or 23. The 3 ring could be 22. The 4 ring or the 23 could be the gold. This is not my screenshot. I do apologize. I found this on the social media. I forgot to grab the name of the individual that did it. I would like to thank them for posting it. So here's the next color, gold. So here we go. 1 entire year, taking us all the way to the 9th anniversary. A whole lot of stuff, but all of this is going to be meaningless if they don't allow free-to-play players a chance. And this game will sink if they do not. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video, my predictions. I'm hoping that I'm going to be right on a few of these. Or hopefully even better, all of them. That would be nice. I hope you guys are having a great day. Stay safe out there. If you're a coffee drinker, feel free, enjoy. I drink it morning, noon, and night. I think for dinner, I'm going to have probably some pizza. Can't go wrong with pizza, and pizza just doesn't go good with coffee. I have a mango tea for that. So you guys have a great day. If you guys enjoyed the video, hope you like and subscribe. Stick around for more for the future, and see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.